the Play. I'm Dave Morris. Today we'll take a look at some of the upcoming stories you can find in the Oklahoman and online at newsok.com. First up, the Oklahoma Court of Criminal Appeals postponed the executions of 2 Oklahoma inmates scheduled for lethal injection this month. The Oklahoman's Graham Brewer reports the court cited the state's inability to procure the drugs necessary for the process. Clayton Darrell Lockett and Charles Frederick Warner have been asking the court for a stay of execution until their lawsuit against the state is settled. State lawmakers are discussing whether to use $40 million in unclaimed property funds to complete the American Indian Cultural Center. But many legislators are leery about using state funding for the project. The museum sits half-finished alongside the Oklahoma River just east of downtown Oklahoma City, and construction has been on hold for 2 years. Today, state lawmakers toured the facility, and the Oklahoman's Randy Ellis will have more on the tour and discussions surrounding the cultural center in upcoming editions of the Oklahoman. The Oklahoma City Council on Tuesday approved a design contract and programming agreement for the first of the MAPS 3 Senior Health and Wellness Centers, which will open near Northwest 117th and Rockwell Avenue. Our William Crum will have more on the latest MAPS 3 project in Wednesday's Oklahoman. Mary Jo Stucker has never scored a takedown or gotten a reverse, like many of us, but she has been as close to the mat as possible without actually wrestling. She has had a life in wrestling, a love affair with the sport, that will hold its biggest event on her doorstep this week. It's the NCAA Wrestling Championships, and they start later this week in Oklahoma City. As our Jenny Carlson reports, that 79-year-old out of Shawnee will not be in the spotlight, but her contributions to the sport should be. And the Oklahoma State Cowboys play Gonzaga on Friday afternoon during the first round of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. OSU beat writer John Helsley takes a look at that guy, Marcus Smart, ahead of the matchup. You'll remember the sophomore passed on the NBA draft last year, and his return to Stillwater, frankly, hasn't been all it was cracked up to be. Looking forward to some NCAA wrestling coverage and some NCAA basketball coverage coming up. Again, these stories and more, and some good stories ahead of us in the Oklahoman and online at newsok.com. Have a great night, everybody.